And I feel like for us to move forward, we need to move beyond belief, because your beliefs don't matter. What matters is you hungry and I'm hungry. You got kids, I got kids. I want love, I want appreciation. You want love and appreciation. You want respect, I want respect. I need water, you need water. We got to start there, because we're gonna be here all day with beliefs, because motherfuckers ain't gonna change what they believe, man. Like I don't like I'm over it. Like I got plenty of books and body of work to dispel a lot of people's beliefs in seconds, but that's not what, it ain't about me. We need to get beyond our beliefs and deal with our necessities, and that's what's going to bring us together. The common bonds of survival and being resourceful.
I just see too much stuff that we see in those countries, right? When they go into war, child soldiers and all that, right? Killing, destruction, even circumcising women. That shit is pretty profane to me. You know what I mean? So there's a level of a lot of that. We see a lot of unbecoming behavior. You know what I mean? But I agree, Bo. Also, biblically speaking, there is no more profane person in the earth than the so-called white man.
So what
I'm not arguing that point here.
I know you wasn't. I just want to acknowledge. I know you wasn't though. Yeah. You was differentiating those people doing what to who. Yeah.
So what do we do with the information that we have? Like, because clearly, from what I gather from all of us being somewhat well read or informed, there's choppiness of our historical text, because none of us were alive, and there's no archives that are solid and concrete to be able to pinpoint the exact events that occurred. But current day, what we do know, what we do have, what do we do with that information? Do we have an opportunity to take what we do know and formulate, stronger customs or implement some level of direction? That would be my question to the panel, to the people.
Right. I initially stated why I see FBA is the way forward for the people of the lineage, right? Whatever name you're using to choose to describe, if it highlights and draws the line around specifically who those people are, if that word is Israelite, if that word is purple crayon, I'm not so much concerned with the specific word, just the recognition of that specific group of people in a specific history. And as far as tracking it go, I think I'm in 1728. Somebody can provide me some actual proof that they can go back further than that, and it attaches to me, then I'll turn my ideology to incorporating that the moment they do that. But moving forward, I kind of already have a understanding of how I'm like, they said don't enslave Israelite. I agree. That would be my whole sentiment. I agree. Like, and if you did, then the punishment should befall you, whatever that punishment is. And I pray it be 1,000 times worse than what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Ella was goody.
It was good, bro. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing all right, man. You was in the chat, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to hear what you had.
I was in there earlier.
Yeah, I see you earlier.
And I dipped off, you know what I'm saying? I had to get some dinner or whatever. So I don't know where the conversation is quite at now. So I want to come back and rehash, because y'all probably done came to a conclusion. But I heard some things earlier that I was kind of like, but I don't want to.
The dismissal of slavery?
I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'm just gonna go with the flow.
Nah, you talking about the dismissal of slavery?
No, it was a lot of stuff. I mean, it's just the
Bo, you was wild.
I didn't hear what was said specifically. I from Bo, but my thing is this. Me personally, like, this is peace to everybody on the panel. I'm not trying to offend nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you take offense to what I'm saying, I'm apologizing now. I was born and raised in the church. Like, I think everybody and their mama was, I wasn't really given a choice. No one, it was standard-ish. It was like getting a pencil and a notebook to go to school. So it's not radical to be a Christian. It's kind of secular. It's really normal. So when I be hearing people talk about religion so adamantly, And so fearfully, when people don't agree, they don't believe, or they have a different understanding that goes beyond that, it really bothers me to hear people, especially men, push back so much on that. Because unbeknownst to a lot of people, these religious texts, they may refer to history, but it's not history. And our people skip history and go straight to the mystery. The Bible even tell you can't be too heavenly till you know earthly good. So I just wish our people would just be a little more studious on actual documented history, because we never could prove everything. I heard Trey just say True just say that, like, there's no way we could pinpoint every location, and that's true. But I hear a lot of Christians always use that conveniently when it comes to information outside of their parameter. But when it comes to the Bible, it's like, no, this is it. As soon as you say, well, hey brother, hey sister, I have this book or I read this, it was like, well, you never know what's what. It's very disingenuous. And I feel like for us to move forward, we need to move beyond belief, because your beliefs don't matter. What matters is you hungry and I'm hungry. You got kids, I got kids. I want love, I want appreciation. You want love and appreciation. You want respect, I want respect. I need water, you need water. We got to start there, because we're going to be here all day with beliefs, because motherfuckers ain't going to change what they believe, man. Like, I don't like, I'm over it. Like, I got plenty of books and body of work to just dispel a lot of people's beliefs in seconds. But that's not what, it ain't about me. We need to get beyond our beliefs and deal with our necessities. And that's what's going to bring us together. The common bonds of survival and being resourceful. We be so caught up, like, I don't need you. A lot of us disqualify other people based on these trivial beliefs. I've met good men and good women and be like, I like this guy, I like this girl, but she don't want to go to church. So the fuck what? Does she treat you well? Is she respectful to you? Do they have a proper diet? Do they speak with the proper vernacular? Do they know how to carry themselves in a business situation? Do they know how to carry themselves when you're with your family? Do they know how to carry themselves when you're outside? Do they know how to walk with you as a woman? Do they know how to talk to you? Are they confident? Do they check those fucking boxes? Excuse my language. If they do, then you need to be with them. We be letting, whether I say Hokomo Shando on Sunday does not have any bearing on my character or my development as a man. And I would love for our men and women to be able to move beyond that, because we want so much energy and so much control over our women, but we still have the limited minds of people who wasn't allowed to read. You're in 2025. I don't care that your grandma was Christian and yeah, they was. All they had was some cornbread, the Bible, and the whip. They had to have something, but they wasn't allowed to go beyond but a certain limit. So in 2025, why are you limiting your mind and your concepts to those of who wasn't allowed to read, but you want your woman to respect you? I just don't understand that.
I appreciate what you said, and I'd offer this because you were very profound in what you said. I think that needs to go both ways, because what I see is both. I see that people who want to now break out a frame or break out a template and have more ideas be introduced to a foundation of maybe Christianity, religion, whatever it may be, right? But then there's people who are very confident and centered in what they believe and should be left to believe that. But I see more visceral energy from those who want to journey off and create different belief systems or different embodiment of thought. They come harder for those that are like, no, we're good. I don't need necessarily to be convinced of more of what you think is a different way of living life, because from what I've gathered at my belief, I'm confident and comfortable here. So I believe there should be room in grace and love for both. And I'll let.
And that's true, but that's why I said we need to go beyond belief. But the reason that people feel that way is because oftentimes it's quite the opposite. And you're dealing, like, for example, you got the young brother NLE Chopper. He was talking about how he understood the Bible, and he was just ostracized to a degree. It's like, when I talk about things, or if people, the train of thought that I'm from, like, I'm from Jersey. I'm from a place where I was raised in an era where you had to do something called show and prove. So if you can't, because the things that people, like what you just said, your beliefs, the core of what's keeping people grounded is just being reasonable and being righteous. It's what's keeping you grounded is not your belief in an event. It's how you live. Because I can believe in something, but if I don't live it, what does it mean? Like faith without works is dead. That's why a lot of people get lost, because a lot of women and men will bypass a good person. But then somebody say, I've literally been with women in my lifetime, right? And it was getting a little heated. You know what I'm saying? Or getting a little like she was getting very comfortable with me. And she said, I just want to talk to you because we never talk. I said, what's up, baby? I'm really trying to connect to God, and like I really need a man that, a man of God. Like, and it's like you about to do something that's ungodly, but you need to check the box that I'm gonna go to church with you. This has nothing to do with living. This is about comfort and mental enslavement. Because if a person's a good person, they're a good person. And most people who are religious is because they're sticking to good principles. But religious people think that good principles were created by religion, and it wasn't. Religion just also added good principles to it. Living right is living right. The concept is peace. Jesus was the Prince of Peace. Islam means peace. Muslims say Assalamu alaikum. The Ethiopians say salam. The Jews say shalom. They're all saying what? Peace.
Yeah.
Peace is the journey. I mean, peace is the destination. How you get there? If you get there through Christianity, great. If you get there through martial arts, great. It's a lot of ways you can get to peace. But Christianity has a specific historical relationship with us that in large part was negative, because the concept of peace is on its own. Religion speaks on behalf of peace, but peace just is. So the institution of Christianity has a negative connotation on how it affected our people, and history proves that regardless of what our people want to say, Christianity comes from a specific place. Because we love to bring up the Ethiopians, but the Ethiopians read a book that Christians don't read. They're not reading the book of Enoch. They're not reading none of that. They're reading James, John, and all of that. So they love to bring up the Ethiopians to prove that Christians was black. Cool, but that's not the book you're reading. You're reading the King James Version. You're reading the book that was given to you by the Pope. And when you study history, Christianity was literally used to convert people to slavery.